Hello everybody, it's great to see you there today. Thank you for tuning in. You could subscribe if you like, but I'm not going to make you. I'm delighted you're here because today is Cup Final Day. Woo! I did not expect, especially given how poor we were in the Cup to start with, that we would be even looking at a Cup Final. And I'm delighted to say we are not only in one, but we're in one against a lower league side, which is doubly good because one, it means we have a better chance of winning it, but hugely importantly, gives me a chance to talk about Oulu, which is badly pronounced again. Hello, as usual, to my regulars. Hello to Eric and Joanne, to Harry, to Redmond, who will be joining us as always, and to the other usual suspects. Thanks for coming. I hope you've got a nice cup of tea, or whatever it is you're having yourself. I'm going to try and cut through a lot of the dash of the opening intro stuff to get through things quickly. Hello, Redmond. Yeah. Now go back and do what you're doing, and I'll call you when it's time for the game. Because there's cup final, and I'd like the cup final to be the priority. Taste test this week is different because I'm actually in Estonia. Yes, it's no distance. So my taste test this week, or my cultural experience or learning from Finland, is doing what so many Finns, especially in Helsinki, do once every couple of months, if not every couple of weeks in some cases, which is to go to Estonia to get cheap alcohol and to go for a wander around an old town and to generally have a bit of a break. And so far it's good. Alcohol's a lot cheaper. The food's a lot cheaper. The everything's a lot cheaper. And it's very pretty. And we're lucky enough to be right in the heart of the old town. So tomorrow there's quite a bit of wandering to go. I was going to do this on international waters between Estonia and Finland, but the bloody boat was packed because it was a Friday. So how as ever. Real life updates. Last time I saw, I was away in Ireland last time they were playing, but Inter lost to FC Lahti about 2-1 in the cup. They're still in good shape, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. I think they're playing somebody tomorrow, HIFK, I think, in Helsinki, and then next week they're playing Honka in what's the name of the town, Espoo. So I'm hoping to go to that to visit Honka's ground, but I can't promise anything. If I do, there'll be updates and pictures and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, what else? Let's have a look at how the team has gotten on since last we were looking at them. Right now, you can see the basics here as always. You can see black marks against me there. We're going to have a quick look at the schedule. So last we were playing was the 4-1 win in the Finnish Cup semi. We then trounced VPS at home, who were pushing for a leading spot in the division. We hammered them 5-0. I was pretty pleased with that. Turned around and and that, by the way, brought us on 8 wins on the trot or something like that in the competitives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins on the trot, which basically equaled our greatest ever number of wins in a row, which was 7 back in 2008. So I thought, well, at least SJK, they're not doing great. We should be able to bag a win there. No. So after the Sheriff hat trick in the game against VPS, then we turn around and have an absolute nightmare. And the thing is, we were leading that game. We were 1-0 up after 2 minutes, and we I don't know if it dominated is fair. We definitely deserved a draw. At least, if not, I mean, obviously I'd like us to win, but we deserved a draw, I think. But Ions in the 80th did us. And then Ilves, we only managed a draw. We had to come back for that draw. We definitely dominated that game. We were far in advance, far and away the better team in that match. But, c'est la vie, c'est la guerre. We didn't win. We got the draw, though. And importantly, we aren't going into the cup final on a kind of a losing streak. It's annoying because we have been quite clear. Looking at the current league table, you can see stages, I suppose, would be the one to go with. Mariehamn leading. They played two games more than us. We're down in lowly 6th, but we've played at least one game less than everybody else. and 2 less than, say, SJK and Mariham. So if we won our 2 games in hand on Mariham, we'd be top. If we won our game in hand on Cups, we'd be above them. And the same would be up above everybody if we won the game in hand. So fingers crossed, we can pull up on that on the league table. Scheduling wise, going back to that again, after the cup final, we have a game against Kemi, who are, let's face it, not great. They're 7-2 for winning at home. I'm optimistic there. If we can win that one and get a good, and then we have a week off, a full week for the first time in months. If we get win these next 2 games, and then take some value out of the week off, and then get a good result from the game against Mariham, then we're into a home game with TPS, and we could be top of the table by then. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how that goes. Other news as regards team, Furuholm got injured, and we've missed him for about 3-4 games. I think he was out last time. He's probably going to get into the squad, to be honest, for tonight's game. He hasn't played a senior game for me since his injury, and I know Veholainen got a goal in the last game, but my inclination is still to have Furuholm there. Hadretsky has played, so he played okay, not great, so I'm optimistic there with him by bringing him in, but it is very much a greatest hits team here. Thank you, Redmond. Now you can go back to being quiet again for a couple of minutes. Read your book. I'm okay. I know you're okay. Montila's fitness is in question. Isn't fully ready to play. Should be monitored accordingly. I can't not start Montila. I mean, he's played more games for us than anybody else. But at the same time, I'm still thinking, do I go with Cami or not? I have to think that's going to be a last minute decision, which is going to be made in my head while I'm doing the next little bit. But it's a typical back 5, including the goalkeeper. Nyman, I'm bringing him back in defensive mid because he just is more comfortable and more confident there. And again, look at the averages there, and look at the last 5s as well. I've changed up the team a lot in the last couple of games, just to get other players a little bit of fitness and to not wear out the good players that I always use. Mikitalo is just about going to start. I think Guevara's really unlucky, but Guevara and Mikitalo had a mare in the last game. So I'm going to stay with the man who was in the shirt and have Guevara to bring on. And Sheriff, Ademi is not a right winger, but he'll do. Kuningas is not a left winger, but he'll do. They both didn't play well in the last game either, as you can see. They've not played well in the last 2, so hopefully they'll pick it up for a bloody cup final. And similarly so, usual suspects on the bench. I mean, I feel sorry for Moonpa, who's played a bit, but he's not really played all that much now, has he? He's played marginally more than Hadretsky, for example. So that is the squad. Tactics are the usual tactics I employ. Come up, tactics. Why are you not being up? That is the standard setup I normally use on these. The 4-1-2-2-1, or whatever way you want to call it. They call it 4-1-4-1, but I don't buy that. But yeah, you can see there's good relationships between a couple of the players at this point. But there've been so many different combinations. I'm disappointed that Mansali doesn't get to link up with Ademi. We might change it. We'll have to see. I generally, as you can see, I tend, for the most part, to try and keep players in their best setup, their best positional abilities. Can I be with you now? You can be with me, but I'm going to be talking for a while longer, Redmond. So, yeah, a lot of people on yellow cards. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to go into, I'll give you a little look at this. Usual kind of stuff. I leave these kind of I try to change as little as possible to start with. so that we can do something with it later. I'm not. I normally keep them on stay on feet the whole time. This is a cup final. If we need to win this game, we're going to win this game. So that's who we are for this game. Looking at the other side, who they are in this at the moment is a nice international mix. You know, we've got Kosovar, Belarusian, Mexican, Yank, Nigerian, Brazilian, Guianan. So we've got a good and Dutch. So they've got a fairly mixed base there. You can see there's none of them worth a ton. We've got what's his name here? This guy is worth 60 grand. He's 29, so he's getting on. He might not even start according to this. The guy they're talking about, I'm concerned about Jair, and I've seen them talk. Who was it they were talking about? I think was it Soto? I'll have a quick look in the inbox, because there was one player that everybody and their wife seemed to be talking about. Oh yeah, Nyman completed his license, and still I cannot see what his stats are for it. Where are we on this? Match preparation, manager pressure. We have to want it more than they do. There was somebody I was being warned about the whole time, and I can't remember. I think there was an interview with one of our greats disallowed. Okay, that's all right. Sorry, folks. Oh yeah, Morin. Letonen was one of our former players. So it's Alvarado Morin is the player to watch out for. Again, looking back at the team, Morin isn't one of the more valuable players. I don't think there's anything coming up. No, there's nothing coming up for that. But Morin, where is Morin on this? Yeah, striker from Mexico. Looking at his stats for selection info stuff, I suppose the easiest way. 3 goals, 3 assists in 9 games. That's pretty good going. They're scheduled the last little while. They lost the last game, but they had a streak of 5 in a row. Thank you, Redmond. Hand out of there. They went through the first division qualifiers, which only 2 get out of. They didn't do great. They lost their first and second games. They lost and drew. Finger out, I said. And then they started to gather stride with the HIFK game, and then they won against KPV. I mean, that's as simple as that. You need to win 2 games and you go through, it seems. Played some good friendlies. OTP are one of Oulu's other teams. We'll talk about those in a little bit. But you can see they're doing okay. They're playing fairly good football from what I can tell. But for this final, we are definitely the favourite. Now, the game is taking place in Oulu. So this is the bit where I tell you a little bit about Oulu. So Oulu was founded in, I think it was 1605. Yes, 1605. As a city basically opposite a fort. You can see it on the map. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere. No, that's not fair. It's in the middle of the country. But it's probably the biggest, furthest north city, with the possible exception of Rovaniemi. It's apparently this was a place that peace settlements were agreed upon, and so that it was seen as being a good spot by a port, or potentially a port, and also, for want of a better word, to support its castle. Thank you, Redmond. Thank you very much. In terms of what it's doing now, these days, after years of it being, a port and a place known for harvesting wood and salmon, wood tar, and salmon, it's big on the high tech now, particularly IT, wellness technologies, wood refining, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, paper and steel, that kind of stuff. It's like all the other cities, it's kind of merging all these little cities, joining in to become bigger and bigger and bigger. Now it's about 202,000, which makes it the 5th largest city in Finland. Again, as usual, like there's 97.3% Finns. I don't think somehow it's a place that people are moving to from outside of it all the time. What should I tell you about Oulu? Oh yeah, it is the original home of the Air Guitar World Championships. which is pretty cool, in my opinion. They have an Irish festival, which makes me wonder. If I get a chance to go up there, I will let you know. Sporting wise, oh yeah, music wise, we're winning the battle. They have Sara Altu, who I like, who was in the Eurovision last year, who was a runner-up on X Factor in Britain, and is currently on Dancing on Ice or something like that, and she's surviving. I like Sarah, but we've got Turku this year has the Eurovision entry, which is coming from Darude. Yeah, Darude. You know, Darude. He's the guy who did Sandstorm. You know Sandstorm? Yeah, anyway, you know, you've been to a sporting adventure. You've been to a game. Of course that you've heard that. Anyway, excuse me. The history of AC Oulu is quite short. Let me look at the history here. It really dates only to 2003. What happened is Oulu has not been the best represented at national level. They've had a couple of teams like OTP and OPS, and who's the other team? Let me get this up. I have all this information because I was interested. OLS. Thank you. Keep your head out. And a lot of other little clubs. And they all kind of joined together in about 2002 with a view of bringing top-level football back to Oulu. Basically, there were a couple of different versions of teams. At one point, those three teams merged to create FC Oulu, I think. But these teams, they've never really taken off. Back in the day, there was success. OTP, I think, made something like 3 Finnish Cup finals without ever winning it. Back in 1974 and in 87 and in 88. None of the other Oulu teams seems to have made it, as far as I can tell, looking at records going back to 1955. As regards winning the league itself, it's been done. The teams that won, I think 2 years in a row, the league was won by, what was it the name of them? OPS, Oulu Palosuret. So they've not really pushed on. Apart from OPS's success, they've not won a national title that I'm aware of. They might have won a League Cup, but I think that was never really taken seriously either. Thank you, Redmond. So this is their big chance. AC Oulu was basically a combination of the two teams with a view of getting back into the big time. They've been up twice. The first time, they were literally, I think, bottom or second bottom, and they got relegated. They got promoted as champions the second time round, and they finished 11th that season. But unfortunately, financial irregularities meant they got demoted, and you can see they've not really got there. Right now in the first division on this game, because obviously IRL, they're still in the first division, and they haven't kicked a ball yet because the season hasn't started out. They're 7th. But they've only played 5 games. So if they won their 2 games in hand, that'd bring them up to 15, which would put them top of the league. The expectation for them was basically that they might finish about 5th. So it's hard to see. Their key players are meant to be Nurmos and Jair. But again, the person I'm being told to watch out for is Maureen. One last bit of business before we get to the game. Because it's the cup final, I want to say to you all, Lapuotelu, which means cup final, as best I can work out. I think it translates something literally as winner of the last game or something like that. But Lapuotelu is a cup final. So I'm going to call in my trusty supporter to cheer on Inter in the cup final. Redmond, are you ready for the Lapuotelu?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Inter.
Come on, sit down here beside me,
Thanks.
so you can watch the game.
Hello again.
Yes, that is Redmond back again, whether we want him or not. Come on, get in closer to me. There you go. Oops, a daisy. because I wouldn't want to watch the cup final without trouble here. So Redmond, who do you think is going to win the cup final?
Inter.
Inter. Do you think they're going to win by much?
I think yeah.
Okay, so let's see what the fixtures are. It's just one big cup win. One big cup. Fingers crossed for a win. But this is football. You never know what's going to happen. So match preview. We're 6-4 favourites. They're not too far behind us because it is being played in their ground. Historically, very few games have been played outside of Helsinki. When Inter in real life won the cup final last year, they won it in Helsinki, in the ground of HJK, against HJK. They lost a cup final that was played in, what's the name of the place? It was played in Haka's ground in against Mariehamn, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, they played Mariehamn, I believe, in Haka's ground, which is in a town called Valkeakoski, which is probably terribly pronounced. Then there was 2 years in a row of SJK against HJK. The first was played in Tampere and SJK won it on penalties. The second was played in SJK's ground. Seinäjoki is the name of the city that SJK are from, and that was a win to HJK. Prior to that, there was like a game in 2001 that was played in Tampere. There was a game in 2000 and that was won by an Helsinki team against Tampere United. There was a game in 1993 between HJK and Rops, which was played in the Pori Stadium, which used to be the ground of FC Jazz and now is used by FC Popa. Good name that. And there was a game that Raipaslahti beat KPT over 2 legs, as far as I can tell. Maybe it might have been a replay. No, it was 2 legs, and it was played in Raipas's, in Lahti and Kuopio. Another game in Tampere between Ilves and Raipas. And that's it. That's all the games that weren't in Helsinki. Most were in the Olympic Stadium. And then there was a game, and then pretty much everything since has been in whatever they've been calling HJK Stadium. HJK have won the cup most times. They've won it 13. It's been only 2 cup wins for Inter Turku in real life in total, but they have made 4 appearances. TPS have won 3 and 5 runners-up slots. So this is, if we were counting last year's one, which doesn't show up in this game, this would be the 6th time a team from Turku would win the cup. Oh no, I tell a lie. Abo IFK, they won it in 1965. They were the first team from Turku to win a cup title. Anyway, let's hope this is number 7. Are we ready?
Yes.
Double check now to make sure we're both in the picture. So, I have to make a decision, and I'm going to put Cami on. I'm going to start Cami for Montila. Montila's not fit. Need to acknowledge that. I'm going to change this from being stopper to being... no, I'll leave him as a stopper. Eek. One of the problems in my last couple of games is we just don't have defenders fast enough, and if Mansali isn't on the field, our likelihood of winning is much lower. But we're going to go in positive. Fingers crossed we win the game. Oulu, probably according to best guess, are going to be playing 4-4-1-1 with Alvarado Morin playing in the main box, in the main area. Alekiko, I should say, Jair, all these guys. Let's get on with it, folks. I am super excited. It's like about a week and a half, if not 2 weeks, since I played the semi-final. I know you've only probably seen it quite recently, but this is it, boys. This is war. Let me turn that down a little bit. I don't know how much of that you can hear. So, Jair, the leading scorer, apparently. Let's see if this shows up now. 12-3. So there's Fionn 12 and 3, 12 and 2, 3 assists. Alright. And we're in red again. Inter won the cup final in red last year. Only conceded 12 games in the 15 matches he's been in. Okay, so first things first, let's look to the opposition. Opposition format or opposition instructions. So he's right-footed. Thank you, Redmond. Get the head back a bit. There we go. Yeah, it's as they were predicting. Let's see, do they even have a single player who is not right foot? Probably not. Maybe Walter Moore. Probably Walter Moore. It's going to be the odd one out. Yep. And we'll check that right. Okay, so that's good. Clam, bang, bang. And put him onto his right, just to be sure. These guys can all go onto their left. Have you got your scarf, Redmond?
Yes.
Yeah, put Jair on his weaker side and he'll be grand. I don't know why this always stays up. I need to get rid of that. I don't want to be tackling too heavy in the box yet. As we go on, maybe we might have to. Let's close down Maureen a bit more. So, let's see what's gonna happen. Here we have Markul and Makatalo aren't looking as prepared as they can be. What's this, my boys? Tut tut tut. So is there anything else I need to check on this? Nope. Okay. So that looks okay. I still hate having Ademi on the right and Kuningas on the left. But Kuningas set up Viholainen's goal the last day, so okay, go out with clear minds. No, sod that. Passionate. Who deserve to win the trophy? They do, sort of, near enough. Even if they don't think they do. More to come from you guys today. Okay. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. More to come from you today. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Kuningas and Ademi. Let's talk to Sheriff on the one-to-one. A lot more to come from you today. Okay, he didn't care for that. Redmond, are you tired?
No, my head's just hurting.
Okay, lean back into me and we'll make sure you can be seen by everybody. Let's go into the tunnel. It's cup final, Redmond. You got your scarf ready?
Yep.
Is that used to his reason? Okay. Speculation is mounting over the future of Mika Mikatalo with his contract due to expire pretty soon. Can you give us an update? Yeah, I'll be sitting down the player to make an offer, yes. Mikatalo's been good. Oh, here we go. You can see green fields in the background. An additional pitch right behind the pitch. So, it's not a big pitch. Come on, guys. Oh, and it's hammering down with rain. Perfect conditions. Oh, Lord Locks. They're going in hard from the start. We might have to match that. This may not be a pretty game, but we'll see. We've had a shot on target. Why couldn't we see the shot on target? Ooh, nervy moments. Mikatalo shot off target now as well. Nothing yet. Nothing to see here. Okay, they've had a couple of attacks. All had about 3 attacks each. Accomplished crosser of the ball. Let's make those changes. What do you think, Redmond? Boring game so far?
Good game. It's a good game.
Oh. Actually sitting on the floor to watch this game. Oh, there you go. Oops, sorry folks. That might be the easiest way to do it. Okay, nothing is happening in this game. This is a non-event.
Where's the cop?
Let's try going attacking and telling them to be concentrating. So they've had more shots than we have at this point, but we've had the one on target, and they've had more of the ball. We've not had any attempts down the centre. This is distressing. Oh, here we have a free kick. Kuningas isn't... Oh, he's not bad. He's not our best free kick taker, but that was all right. Two shots on target.
We got all the ball.
Yep. He's shots from too far out. We need to get those shots closer. This makes me feel uncomfortable when we're starting from a throw-in. I know it should be better for me because generally when they start from a defensive throw-in, it's an attack for the team who's defending, or who's taking the throw-in, but one gets nervous. Come on, Kuningas, get that ball in. Go on, Sheriff. No power on it. Presumably counts as a save. Yeah, another shot on target. We're winning on shots on target. That's good. So nobody's playing well. Maureen isn't doing much. Jair is doing a little bit more. Kuningas isn't up to much. Ademi isn't up to much. I might try something bold if we don't do well from this. Go on, Nyman, pass it. Good man. Come on, Sheriff, you're like in the worst place possible. Come on, Mikitalo. Oh, Markula, sorry. I didn't recognise him without the man bun. That's not been what I would call a great first half for anybody.
Can I sit on the floor?
Yeah, you can sit on the floor. Redmond might not be visibly available, but he's not going to be too far. There you are. There we go. I'll put you down on a level with me. So there we go.
That's our time.
They've lost a lot of possession in central areas. The struggle for possession in my half, and poor shots to touch ratio. So we won. Nyman won the ball back. Good number of touches of the ball in the penalty area, and yeah, it's a really meh game. It's a typical cup final, you know. See what updates there are. No goals scored. Match stats. They're still sticking to their formation. I might do something bold.
How are you going to do something bold?
I'm going to... Oh man, Sally hasn't done anything. This is a particularly poor game. This could end up going to penalties at this rate. Average rating's about the same. This is the first team that's run nearly as much as me. 58 kilometers I've run, they've run 56. Normally I'm like 6 ahead of any other team. I'm gonna have to do some interesting thing here. Formations, yeah, it's the same as was. Analysis. The goalkeepers have been the best players. That's not a great sign, especially when we haven't had any shots on goal. They haven't had any shots on our goal. We're leaning towards the left, unsurprisingly. 76% of our attacks have been on the right, which is weird. Because I do think we're doing better on the left. So in summary, yeah, nobody's covered in glory. Kuningas is running a lot, that's good. Markula is running a lot, that's good. Oh, let's see. Giving up too many chances defending set pieces. Getting shots on goal too far out. Short passes, well, I've seen Ari Nyman not playing great. So, looking at the scores on the doors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players sub 6.7. I can see 6.7 is like playing barely average. So I think I'm going to keep the team as is. I'm going to do a couple of changes. Tempted to almost go aggressively. Get back out and grab that one goal to win it for us. Kuningas is motivated. Well, whoop-de-bleeding do. I mean, Sheriff's playing okay. No, they're not really playing okay. Let me target the really key players. Like Helmke and Nyman and Mansali are key players. Ademi is a key player. And to be honest, Kuningas, he isn't a key player, but you know, he's not doing well either. I'm not happy. Good. They're all fired up. There's a lot more to come from you. Good. That's a couple more people picked up. And after that, it's Mikitalo and Sheriff. What we say to Sheriff? Yeah. And can we round it off? Because Mikitalo's not bad. He's just not there. The main thing is going to be tactics. We need to do a major tactics switch up. You okay down there, Redmond? Okay. So, in possession, slightly shorter passing. Excuse me. Let's take that off. What's Sheriff like? I mean, we can bring on Furu on. I don't really want to do that yet. Overlap left, overlap right. This is where I think, oh, hang on. Let's go wider. Let's see if that can open him up.
I farted.
Yes, you did. Let's just leave that fairly open. Let's distribute to the flanks. And we're out of possession. I changed that, so I'm going to change it back and we'll see what that does. I think they're fairly tight, generally speaking. Okay. So, here we go for the second half. Come on, lads. Where's your scarf? Woo! No, be too much to hope for an own goal in the final. Let's hope they don't get slip any substitutions by me. Really should actually had a look at their setup, but they're not doing anything that makes me go, I need to fix that too quickly. Okay, we're in for another action-free half. Let's go very attacking for a little bit, because you know you're only young once. Ademi and Kuningas both appalling right now. Let's take a moment. Nyman not playing well. Hoskonen not playing well. This is a big problem, especially when you consider they have improved a lot. Excuse me. Still doing most of our attacking down the right. Let me see. Tactic time. We're going to have to do something. That's what I should have done at the half as well. Is there anything better there for him? Actually, that is probably his best bet. Change that to support. I'm going to go ballsy again. Put Markula up. I'm going to take... Oof, Markula is running out of gas as well. Because Ademi just was not doing it. Excuse me. Do I bring on Furu Olm? Helmke's like improved, but not by much. I'm gonna take off Nyman. I hate doing that. Going to move Helmke back. And maybe replace him with Rechki. Have him as a ball winner. The one thing we don't really have there. Guevara is ripe to be the replacement. And what am I going to do? I'm going to take it back from extremely attacking to just positive. Don't want to overdo it. I'm going to hit early crosses this time. And run the defense again. Actually, let's just take all these off and leave them a little bit, hopefully, baffled. I don't know. Give the team talk. Adrechki. Passionate. Lot more to come from you. He's happy. That's a good start. Okay. And I'm going to stop and look at the opposition. Sorry. I always feel, or I always forget to keep an eye on what they're at. Sometimes you get good hints. Looking tired. In that case, go in for the kill. They're none of those players. Okay. Let's attack the strength. Excuse me. Okay. Let's hope that that can be taken in the meaning it was meant to play. Oh, Nyman's on. Nyman's off. Markula and Michelalo. We should think about subbing them. We will think about subbing them. We're not going to sub them right now. There are 3 players who are running on empty. But they're going to be going next. Short passing game. Thought we were playing a short passing game. Haikila is on. So let's take the opportunity. They're still doing better than us, but they're not trying to attack. They're playing a very deep game by the looks of it. Okay, go for broke. May as well be hung for a sheep as for a lamb. And who was the other one they were saying? Mikitalo. Guevara. Cometh the hour, hopefully cometh the man. Be a good time for one of those nice outside the box scores that he does so well. We're not playing well at all. I mean, Coningus and Ademi are both on, and it's like they're awful. It's embarrassingly bad how awful they are today. Can't put him centre. Sorry, Varmanen, you have got the energy. Have you attack? Let's see what happens here. Give team talks. They're both happy with that. Play.
How are you making a lot of halves in this game?
There's only the 2 halves until we get into injury time. Let's go attacking and let's say push forward. Running out of time. We could be going to injury time, Redmond. Oh God, they've got a free kick. That's no problem. That was alarming. That was alarming. They're still on one sub. Ooh, they're looking for penalties. They've decided penalties is the way forward. Come on, Cammy, get it going. Piece this together, boys. Piece it together. Nobody's gone forward. Oh, Furol won't be coming on for the cup final. That's a shame. Poor old Sheriff will be exhausted. Okay, go on. Play it on. And on again, Kuningas. Make it work. Pass it. Yes. Now a Dane. Mansali. Oh. No. Don't let him get there first. Good man. That's probably a card. Nope, it's not. We're okay still. Something flashed up and I missed it. Saw the green from the corner. Go on, Guevara. Now's your chance. Oh! Hit the corner of the bar. Oh my God. Oh God, it's going to go to penalties. But Guevara's been oh no, it's not. It's going to go to a last minute bloody goal to a lower tier team. Oh.
Yes.
Good save. Good save. Let's get them to concentrate. It's probably already too late to say it. No, we're still on the old. Good man, Sheriff. Take your time. Get it to one of us. Okay, that's not so much in the get it to one of us school from you, fella. We're playing better. Kuningas and Ademi still awful. Everyone else is up to a reasonable level. I'm looking at their defenders. They're playing well. And I think that says plenty that the man of the match is probably going to be a defender. We're into the last few minutes. Go on. Go on. Volley it back in. Volley it back in. Volley it. No. Better. Go on. You're not going to score from there as a poacher.
This is going to take penalties.
I think it is going to penalties. If I'd had like two games fewer between now and the start. Oh, that's too much, is it? He's got it in. Oh, go on, Helmke. Helmke, you can do it. Oh, straight into the keeper's arms. Mother of the Divine. Still playing their 4-1-4-1. No, that's awful. Mansali, no.
You shouldn't do that.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, thank God. Moisander again. Oof. Come on, lads. Why do I feel like we're hanging on for the last 3 minutes when really we should be winning this? Ooh. There we go.
No.
Keep it out, keep it out, keep it out. Push him, push him, push him.
But that'll be a foul.
Okay. I'm not even going to brave the possibility that it doesn't happen. We're out of possession. Get stuck in. Okay. We've been nice. We've played a nice, kind game. It is time that we grab this game and won it. Oh, our players are so tired. Hoskonen is barely able to walk at this point, given how much whining there is when somebody gets down to 65% of fitness. Yes. Now go, Kuningas. Go. Go. Oh, don't go straight into his foot.
You don't want it. Please.
They're playing better, given that they're at home. Oh God, Oulu. Don't be the first. Not when we could be the, I don't know, 7th. Eek. Okay, Huskonen gets up. 45 seconds. Can't see us winning it in the last 45 seconds of the game. Just hope we don't lose it.
Yes.
Go on, play. No surrender, lads. Go for broke. Pass it. Passing balls. Go on, Kuningas. Oh. That's Kuningas' game wrapped up in a nutshell. Like it's going. Oh, nice tackle. And he loses it. 10 seconds in the half. And of course there's somebody on the left wing. What is Mansali at today? He is making the best tackle of the game, is what he's at. Oh, go on, just blow it up. We'll go into extra time. These guys are playing for penners, and now, but they might score at a stupid time. That's okay. Ooh. Yeah, we've gone backwards. Cammy's done okay. Mkhitaryan's been poor. Poor shots to touch. They've hardly conceded any free kicks in promising areas.
They have to catch their breath. They're not ready for.
They've had more shots on target in the second half than we have. That's not good for us. Okay, so what am I going to do with Ademi? Ooh, I could do that thing. We'll have a look, because I don't think I'm allowed any more subs. I mean, honestly, it'd be ridiculous if I was, but sometimes it happens. We've hit the woodwork. Had 5 shots blocked. Only 3 shots off target. That's pretty decent going.
And they got 6 shots off.
They've had the only half chance. They've had the only chance. 9 long shots. More corners than them. Possessions close to even. A lot of offsides. What? Did you? Okay, folks. We're going to have to pause it there. Okay, and we're back. A bath has been had. There's been a change of bottom. And we need to try and figure out how to win this game. So, yeah. We're not doing great, to be frank. We're only 5 kilometers ahead of them running wise, which, I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but we're not playing our usual game for whatever reason. Let me see, where are we on this? They've made their 3 subs. Yeah, 2 people up front, or towards the front of the field. They've come on for injury time, so they're going to try and run us. That's not ideal at all, is it now?
How about we get past them?
So we are messing this up major time.
That's a lot of players.
We're very, very left-centric. They're a little bit more balanced, which I think looks better. We've taken off Markula and Mkhitaryan. Everything's on the right. In terms of what we're doing, they're all towards the centre. So we need to really revitalise what we're doing here. Mansali and Helmke are looking exhausted. 2 of our consistently strongest players. They're not playing well today. We need a hero. We're holding out for a hero, in fact. And we're going to change things major time. We've got to hope that we can figure something. Let's have them as an advanced forward attack. Sheriff has gotten better. Kuningas has gotten worse. But Sheriff's not great. Ademi's not. Not a Sheriff. Ademi's gotten better. Kuningas has gotten worse. Mansali's improved, but he's so far behind where he's at. Hoskonen 54%, Cammy's 68, Mansali's 63, Helmke's 64, Kuningas is 62, and Ademi's 63. We are out of gas. We do not have the wherewithal for a high tempo game. Stop running at defence. Let's try hitting early crosses and let's try whipping them in. A whipped cross hopefully will put their defenders under pressure. Tempo slightly higher, slightly shorter passing. Let's surprise them.
Yes.
See if that does something. Finger out. The whole world is watching you.
Why?
Defensive width. We're going to go narrow. Bring it much lower.
Yes, so they're not too in front, and then the goalkeeper will get them very easily.
Need to stop the great urgency of our pressing. It kills me to change how we're playing, but you know, you have to do what you have to do. Opposition. Let's have a look at the new boys. Hi Killer.
Hi, Killer.
Something to say to Jair. Weaker foot and is exhausted. Let's go in hard. I thought I said let's go in hard before. Killer needs to be always. And I'm sure he's right-footed. They're all right-footed. I mean, I do appreciate it is a case of availability, but it is a weakness as far as I can tell in the Finnish game that there aren't more left-footed players in there.
Why does extra time?
We're in extra time, Redmond, because we failed to win the game before this. That's basically how it goes. Finger out. Excuse me. Team talk.
Teams.
Let's go calm. Yeah, most of them are chuffed with that. I don't think there's anything else I should say, because at this point, yeah. Come on, lads. One last attack. Ooh, last thing I meant to do is check out penalty takers. Do I have gone? Not in the field, not in the field, not in the field. Great. Not in the field. Not in the field. Oh God. That does not fill one with bags of confidence. Hoskonen is our best penalty taker. He scored penalties for us. You know, it's not going to be. It's going to be composure, isn't it? It's going to be composure more than anything else. I'm going to put him down as our sixth taker. Kaningas is in there. Good. Mansali is a good shout for a penalty, I think. Mikitalo even on. Nope, he's off. Actually got decent composure all around.
Where do you want to put him? We've got 6 penalty takers. All our guys are fine.
Okay, that's enough for now. Let's start extra time in this weird little pitch. I'd be interested to see how many showed up for this game. Okay, one last attack. Come on, lads. Make it happen. They're going to try and defend and run us raw.
But we are not going to let that happen.
Oh, that's nice football. Come on, Mansali, get it in. Oh, not the right place. But we still have it. Come on, Helmke, pass it. Pass it. Good ball. Oh, close. Oh. It's like 8 men behind the ball. What a goal! Yes!
No.
Yes! Where's your scarf? Woo!
Yes.
Oh, 42 seconds into the game, or what? 30 seconds in.
Finally!
Let's hope now we get a few more shots in. They're going to have to change their game plan. We're set up to try and score. Oh, Hadrechki, that is your first goal of the season. That is your best goal of the season. I think Furom scored the goal against HJK last year. Oh, 1-0 in that game too. So let's see if we can make it 2. Did I hit concentrate? No, I didn't hit concentrate. Yes! Not so yes. Concentrate. Go on, Kaningas. Pass it. Yes! Go on now. Go on, Ademi. Make up for it. Yes! Oh, yes. That's a great relief. Oh, breath. Kuningas and Ademi, the 2 worst players on the field for us all game. Boys, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
They're me worried about penalties. Hopefully I was wrong. Still a lot of football to play. Another 25 minutes I suppose. Oof. Ademi, I mean that's wrong, just seeing Ademi on 8.3 now at this point. So didn't deserve that. But listen, we'll take the goal.
Take that.
Third yellow card. That's Mansali out of the next game, I'm sure. You know, nobody will be unhappy. Come on, Helmke, see if you can put it in as well. Oh, very close, wasn't it?
I just like
Helmke still not playing great. Mansali's been booked. Ease off tackle. Yeah, probably. We don't want to go down to 10 men for the second half of extra time. I know 2 goals is a good cushion, but is it though? 1 yellow card. Still, yeah. So that was the 96th and the 31st second of the half. That's the first half of extra time over, Redmond. So let's have a look at the boys. Okay, there's not really much I'm going to do because we're leading 2-1. The bad players are playing not so bad, or the players who've been playing bad are not so bad. Everybody's exhausted. I'm still going to push it through to the end. Let's see where we're doing stats wise. Yeah, now we've had the only clear-cut chance of the game. There's 11 long shots to 3. Hadrechki is being the 11th, I'm guessing. And all of a sudden you can see us. Yeah, no, it's still 5 kilometers of a gap. It's amazing how these guys have been the first team to really stay with us. I kept this on wide as well. Madness. Anyway, extra time, second half.
I didn't want more.
15 minutes from a cup win, Redmond.
I didn't want extra time, more extra time.
Well, extra time always comes in 2 halves, unless there's like golden gold or silver gold or stuff like that. But either way, good tackle.
No.
I'm glad we went in hard on Jair. I mean, it's a little unfair on Oulu. They came with a plan, and the plan was to stop us playing, and they did for 90 minutes. They didn't for 91 though, so that's maybe a bit triumphalist because we've got 12 minutes left plus injuries. But if we're only getting a minute of God, seriously, Kaningas.
No.
I just want to say, in real life, Kaningas is much better.
Nope,
and
no,
I haven't
no,
found
no.
cause to be going, for God's sake, Coningus,
No.
when I've been at HJK
No,
games. Good man,
yes.
good clearance, Cammy.
Yes.
Oh, Coningus now do it. Through. Oh,
Yes.
that has been,
Ow.
that has been his game. Come on, Varminen. Oh, no, not out yet. Ademi has it. It's back to Varminen. Go on, Helmke. You can do this thing. Oh, Ademi nearly got in on that. Yeah, that looked like a foul. Oh, he's offside. Yeah, I suppose he was.
That's amazing.
Ademi is looking like being man of the match, by the way, at the moment. Just so as you know, Ademi is going to be man of the match if the game stopped right now. To be fair, that goal made it.
That should be a throw-in.
Oh, good tackle there, Hadretsky. I'm not sure how that, works in the world of physics. Coningus. Oh my God, is Sheriff going to get one? Oh, so close.
What is it? What the referee
It's a
say?
corner, is what the
Ooh.
referee says. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, make that change. Hoskonen. Oh, I'd like to have seen Hoskonen score. He's been unlucky not to score. He's score more. He's a very, very good player in my book. Coningus. This one on target. No, this one in somebody's face. Yeah, I hope it injured him maybe. What is that? Offside? That's a very questionable offside.
That's Oulu. Awesome.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I think it's our fella got punished. Oh, one of their fellas has picked up a knock. They're down to 10 men for the last couple of minutes. Go on, Coningus. God bless him. He tries so hard in this game. The real fella, like I said, much better. But Coningus is, in fairness, he's bursting his gut for the team. He's just not done it very effectively today. No. Oh, I could just see that going in as an own goal for an awful last 2 to probably 30 minutes of stoppages, the way things have been going. Good blocking there, Cammy. Yeah, they're going all out now. They have to. I mean,
they want to get penalties.
They want to get anything at this point.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, that again. Closer than I'd like.
I thought that was in.
You did. I did too. 20 shots, 7 on target. Nearly there. Everything down the right. I'm really intrigued by this. Virtually all of our attacks are down the right. Yeah, it's like it's time. It's time. There's no way. We've won it, Redmond. We've won the cup final. He's still on. Good for him. Yep, that's it. We've won it.
Let's see.
We've won the cup in our first season in charge. Look, ticker tape parade. All the loyal Inter fans who went up to Oulu. An 8-hour drive, by the way. An 8-hour drive up to Oulu. Maybe 2.5 hours on plane.
Yes!
We've won the cup. Can't remember what it is by train, but it's a distance. Won the cup. Insanely. Man of the match is Ademi. There is no reason that should be the case. Much less possession. Predicted a win today. They've duly delivered. No one will be happier than FC Inter fans as they make their way home. Let's just enjoy the moment as they applaud the trees behind the goal. Yeah, they're taking all the applause that the advertising hoardings have to give because there are no fans behind either goal.
No.
And that's it, Redmond. We won the game. Let's have a quick gawk.
Why?
Stats wise.
Why everybody's still on their seats?
Because I don't think they know how. The away fans are being kept in their seats. Our worst player was Sheriff at 6.6. He was better than Ademi for all bar maybe 10 seconds of the game.
I think they're cheering about them.
Yes, they could well be. Their best player was 7.0 as opposed to their worst was 6.4. They did well. You know, it would be churlish and curly of me to not credit them with a really well fought game. They did what they needed to do. They nearly got away with it.
They nearly
two clear-cut chances for us.
They nearly got away with us.
Yep, our two best players were our sub. Well, it was a sub and a guy who'd been awful everywhere else that game. We did better on. Ooh, look at how many passes they attempted. 706 as opposed to our 590. 44, 6 of 44 as opposed to 5 of 44. Their tackling was on point. Ours was not. They won on average about. We kind of shaded that. Don't think 65, 60.
All of Britain's around
166. Again, only 5 kilometers of a difference in the running. I know it's a nothing stat, but it's one that I kind of find intriguing. Guevara, another sub who made a difference. He set up the first goal. And then the two players who played worst set up the finishing off move. Did they change formation in the game? Yeah, they did. They needed to. They brought up the two boys and they pulled them back to D-mid, was it B? But, too little too late. I always maintain, and, I'm very Keegan-esque in my cavalier attitude. We'll be out of here soon. I've always maintained that, you win games by scoring goals. And if you can score more goals than the opposition, you have a better chance of winning than by preventing the other team from scoring. Too many short passes misplaced. Crucial interceptions. Yeah. Accomplished crosser of the ball. Oh, you're a little bit tired. Was it exciting to see the cup final one? Yeah, you go and lie down on the bed now and I'll take you out in a minute or two, okay? Let's tell them passionately that they deserve it. And who would object to that? Cup champions. Nothing more to say. Nothing more to see here. We'll look at the reaction very quickly. Then I'll go and chase the boy. A cup glory. I think that's the first time I've won a cup in an unmodded. It's the first time I've won a cup in the top division, I think, in years. I mean, I don't generally keep a lot of track of these things. But, we scored the most goals. And most games without losing, obviously. Yeah. First cup win for me in a long time. What do they have to say? Lift the Finnish cup. Woo! What did he say there? Nearly gifting Inter another goal. Yeah. Happy days. I do think, funnily enough, the game against MP was the one that made the difference. The HJK game was necessary. Let's see. And CC Hola. 50,000 for winning the cup. Praises my spirit. Boss pleased. Pleases board. I want to please the board after that, Ademi impresses. Yeah, this kills me to say this. You were good. Really appreciate the comments. Yeah, you bloody well better do. Somebody watching Mansali. We're in the Europa League. Woo, European football. Bonus payment 20,000. Okay, so we profited just about. Cup review. Runners up. Yeah, they're definitely the biggest overachievers. They deserve that. Best match. Ooh, Ilves against Rops. That's interesting. Top goal scorer. Guy from Coops. SJK got most assists. Highest average. Coops again. And finally, maybe not finally, press conference. Actually, I'll deal with the press conference stuff. You don't have to see it. But what we could have a look at very quickly is decent performance and a great result. Unbelievable. Didn't have the legs in extra time. We were the ones who didn't have the legs. Took an extra half hour to split them. Better than SJK. They looked better throughout, but lost after extra time. Yeah, they probably did look better in the first half. They didn't look up to it in the second, in the ordinary time. Lentonen. Yeah, he's getting credit for it. Probably because, he's praising Spirit. Pretty happy about that, all things considered. Absolutely delighted with that. I think that's fair. Damien was good, but not that good. Yes, agreed. Sorry, but he wasn't great. You are something else. Yeah, I was saying that. Damien in real life, I haven't actually seen play. I'm sure he's quite good. Good performance. Excellent goal by Hedretsky. Other teams deserve that place in the Euro Cup more than we do. Get lost. Sorry, Tapio. I'm not a fan. Great achievement from the lads. Hey, we will need signings for the Europa Cup, the Europa League even. Something of a mockery of the competition. It would be Oulu winning it, would be. Join the faces. Cup review. Oh, we've read that. Let's do the press conference. Big favourites for the competition, so your triumph hardly comes as a surprise. Not at all. We have a good team, but we took nothing for granted. Great moment for Turku. Looking forward to build on the success. Continue doing the right things. Seen that. Mastermind a memorable Finnish Cup victory. Immediate reaction. I think I can go passionate on this. All of our hard work has paid off. Guide the way to the final. Taste the success. What do you think of the final? Thought it was a poor game. I actually thought it was a poor game. But let's go with it. It wasn't as easy as we've come to and won the cup. Did stand out as one of the best players. Okay, folks. That is a marathon unexpectedly divided cup final game. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go off now and stop sweating and do a victory lap around the living room of this place we're staying in. And I'll see you next time. Not even sure when I'm going to come back next game. Who's coming up in the near future? We have Kemi away. I might do Kemi away and Mariehamn away as kind of see if I can do a double and squeeze in a ton of info on it, because actually no, I've got like a long time off. I'll come back for Kemi away because they're going to be an interesting team to look at, because Kemi's not a place I know. Either way, thanks a million for watching. Subscribe if you haven't been. If you have, well, like it, or whatever you do these days with the internet. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Bye.